brought to you by Ascend Federal Credit Union, the exclusive credit union of Blue Raider Athletics, and by Ascension St. Thomas, official hospital partner of MTSU. Be part of the show by emailing your questions to radio@goblueraiders.com. Now, here is your host, the voice of the Blue Raiders, Chip Walters.
Welcome into Nick McDevitt Live. Glad to have you with us here on this Monday night, March 1st, as the basketball season heading down the home stretch, as the Blue Raiders have one more weekend of conference play and then the Conference USA tournament, which will get underway actually 2 weeks from a week. A week from tomorrow night.
That's right.
Down in Denton. Coach, how are you?
Doing great. Thanks for asking, Mr. Birthday Boy.
I can't. Well, I cheated death one more year. Found a way to get around.
As my dad often says, at a certain age, you just start counting backwards.
Well, no, I just
it's
say
a number.
Well, today's just the 29th anniversary of my 29th birthday, so that's how all that works out. But glad to have you with us tonight. Want to let you know up front, if you want to jump on with us, you can do that at radio@goblueraiders.com. That's radio@goblueraiders.com. We'd love to have you on here. And tonight, as you know, we are video only live tonight. Also, we are on ESPN Nashville Game 2. WGNS, in case this is so scintillating tonight that you have to hear it again, WGNS will be re-airing on Wednesday night. So that's something you will have going for you there. But Coach is with us. Our show is brought to you by Middle Tennessee Electric. Service makes your life better. Energy, service, life. Middle Tennessee Electric. And I thought our boys might get busy last night with the storm that came through, but mine never flickered. So thanks for all the preparation and for some weather that we had over the weekend. And look forward to having more of that as the weather gets more towards spring, which also means, we will have – this is a thunderstorm. Well, I guess we're 2 days away from the one-year anniversary of the tornado in Nashville. It was March 3rd. So this is a kind of a weather-aware time of year. But anyway, our opening segment brought to you, as always, by the Murfreesboro Post, covering daily news from Murfreesboro. Pick one up around town every Monday or log on to murfreesboropost.com anytime. And, Coach, you guys went to Old Dominion, and we sat here and talked about them the other night and a week ago tonight. And, after watching both games, I don't think we saw anything out of them that you did not expect.
No surprises there. And that's really not who they are, is a team that's going to try to surprise you in order to beat you. You kind of know what you're going to get. We talked about that last week. Jeff Jones does a great job with them, and they're kind of that same mold year in and year out. The name on the back changes, but who they are doesn't. He's been a coach wherever he's been, that their teams have been hard-nosed, tough guys, try to just be rough and physical around the basket, really pride themselves on rebounding the ball. You can watch them during games. They kind of get their juice going when they get big offensive rebounds, stick backs. Some teams thrive on making a couple threes in a row. Some thrive on big dunks and things like that get their team going. They really get themselves going on that physical, tough, edgy play. And, they're good. They changed up defenses on us. And, we just didn't play good enough to win on the road against a team like that. You're talking about a team that's just a game or so out of first place on our side. So you're not going to beat an upper echelon team, a team that can win this championship on the road by playing just okay.
And if you want a grinder, they'll give you a grinder because that's what they do.
Most nights,
and,
you're going to get that.
Yeah, and the thing that's, a little bit different, and you just kind of have to think about, okay, pace of game, things like that. 2 weeks ago, you're playing at Marshall, and a 10-point lead could either go to 20 or go to 0
in a hurry,
in a matter of about a minute and a half.
Mm-hmm.
Not the case with Old Dominion, because the number – I know you look at it. What was the average possessions in Marshall as opposed to Old Dominion?
I don't know what it ended up being post game, but you can, like as you're mentioning, or you're alluding to, you can see it throughout the course of the game. I mean, we went several minutes there at ODU scoreless. You do that against Marshall, and they may have clipped up 15, 18 points if you go on a long scoring drought. With Old Dominion, as long as you're still kind of grinding with them, you can afford, you don't want to, but you can afford to have little dry spells over 2, 3, 4 minutes. They're not going to really get out and force the tempo to where they may blitz you during that 3 or 4 minutes.
Unless you have live ball turnovers.
And those will kill you. Those
Yeah.
will kill you in any game. You can play against the slowest playing team around. If you're going to turn it over at half court, well, it's a 1-on-0 layup. We gave up way too many of those. We gave up 12 points on 1-on-0s in that first game and lost by 6. You just can't afford to do that on the road, as I mentioned. Really, you can't do it against anybody, but against teams that are that good, they're killers.
Yep. We'll in our second and third segments today, we'll jump into the 2 games up there. But just trying to set the table a little bit. You had Jared Coleman-Jones was back, and we talked about it on the post-game show. He got much better as the game went on Friday night, knocked the rust off. Donovan Sims was back, and you could tell he was not quite the same Donovan, but he is very close.
Yeah, you just anytime you've missed that much basketball, I missed 8 games in a row, and anytime you miss that much, you're going to have to knock the rust off a little bit, get back really your game legs back under you. You would have to do that if you had a shoulder injury or an upper body injury. When you've got a lower body injury, that's even more so. You're talking about trying to get your legs back under you. When it was a leg injury, a surgery, that's harder to do. And, just trying to get back in the swing of things.
He got back actually much quicker than originally had thought. Donovan did.
Well,
I mean,
yeah.
At first, it really had the look of a season-ending injury.
There was that chance,
Yeah.
and so we dodged one with that. Obviously missed 8 games, which isn't good, but at the same time, he's able to come back and finish this season. We were a little worried there for a while based on the type of tear that he had, that there was the possibility that it would be a season-ending one, and fortunately it was not.
And Jared Coleman-Jones, he was in concussion protocol there, and it's like, okay, the way that I guess when it happened, that's a whole lot of all of this. If something happens early in the week, you may end up getting a weekend back from them.
It missed just one weekend.
Yeah,
and by the time the next weekend rolls around.
But if it happens on Thursday afternoon,
you may miss 4 total games, two weekends.
Absolutely, and that's exactly what happened to him, and also with Donovan.
Donovan, he messed his knee up the day before the Western Kentucky game, and so by the time he was back, it had cost him yet another weekend. And Jared, man, he just went several weeks there, just really couldn't catch a break. Our team caught COVID right before the Christmas break, so obviously he misses those games. Our team did, but so he missed that. We come back from Christmas break, and some of his teammates got it again, so we missed those games. Now we've got enough guys to play, but he's the guy that gets it. So now Jared misses some more. He comes back, I thought played pretty well against Western Kentucky, particularly in one of the games. And right after that series, gets hit in the head during practice, and now he's in concussion protocol. So he misses the next 4 games with the concussion. So going back several months at this point, he's just had minimal minutes out on that floor, and no fault of his own.
He's kind of the Reed Blankenship of Blue Raider basketball.
Man.
Reed was in quarantine for 42 days and
never
had it. Never had it.
Got to practice 5 whole times before they went and played Army. Reed Blankenship.
Yep, exactly. But Jared was back, and you could tell early on there was post passes to him, some timing was off. That got better as the weekend went along.
Yeah, again, similar to Donovan, just kind of getting used to the speed of the game and playing against somebody that doesn't know exactly what you're doing, and you don't know exactly what they're doing. You've gone over a scout, and certainly they have too. But when you're in practice, you know what your teammate's getting ready to do, and they kind of know what you're getting ready to do because the calls, you get in that game, and now all of a sudden things are a little bit different, and he finally got a little comfortable.
Yep, our show at Nick McDevitt Live is presented by Middle Tennessee Electric. Also, tonight sponsored by Exit Realty, Bob Lamb and Associates, the #1 producing Exit Realty office in the United States. Find them online at exitmurfreesboro.com. We'll take a break and back here at the Kennan Hall of Fame building on the MTSU campus after this on the Blue Raider Network from Learfield IMG College.
Nothing is more expensive than a missed opportunity that could have changed your life. Maybe you're just graduating high school, or are working and need to earn a degree to advance your career. Or you aspire to be a leader, and a graduate degree can make that happen. Whether you're just starting out or retooling for the future, Middle Tennessee State University can help you get there. MTSU, the University of Opportunities.
Hey Blue Raider fans, this is Dr. Mark Hardison with Middle Tennessee Oral and Implant Surgery. We are so proud to be able to serve the Blue Raider teams and their families when they need wisdom teeth removed, dental implants, or other specialty oral care. Our mission is to provide health care as it should be, providing compassion, availability, and excellence to every one of our patients. We deeply appreciate the support of your business as we join in supporting our team. Let's go Blue!
Quick cash could do you right. Quick cash could do you right. You could win some cash in an instant. You could win it later that night. Fun now, fun later. Add Quick Cash to a drawing game.
Like Lotto America, Cash for Life, and even Tennessee Cash. Add Quick Cash to any of them, and you can win cash in the flash.
Today's the day to play Quick Cash from the Tennessee Lottery. It's game-changing fun. Ooh. Now please play responsibly.
Love getting prices that are lower than low on backyard favorites like grill-ready hamburgers and fresh-picked strawberries? Then shop at Kroger. We give you more ways to save on the fresh you love with tools like the Kroger app, where you can find personalized coupons on top of weekly sales, plus rewards like fuel points, giving you prices that are lower than the everyday low. Kroger, fresh for everyone.
What do you think of when you hear community, integrity, commitment, tradition, and partners? The folks at Sodexo know it's family, friends, neighbors, and coworkers, the people we live with, work with, share our world with, and the fans we love to serve. Sodexo is community. It's a community of more than 200 employees and nonprofit volunteers and the thousands of fans we serve at MTSU. Sodexo is a community of people who are committed to enhancing your game day experience. Sodexo, proud server of your game day concession needs and proud to serve the Blue Raiders.
Tennessee Orthopedic Alliance takes great pride in treating Middle Tennessee State University athletes. Experts in bones, joints, and muscles, and with more than 60 specialists in locations across Middle Tennessee, TOA has a playbook to get you back in the game. To request an appointment, visit us at TOA.com or give us a call at 855-NEED-TOA. Tennessee Orthopedic Alliance, or TOA, the official team doctors for Blue Raider Athletics.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Welcome back into Nick McDevitt Live as we come to you for this will be our final show of the year because things are going to start happening fast and furious here over the next few days. The Blue Raiders will be going one less day of preparation to FAU, and we'll talk a whole lot about that in our second half hour, and then get home, turn around, wash some clothes, and head back down to Texas for the tournament. This portion of our show is brought to you by the Lee Company. Get ahead of the game with the best home services team in town for your heating, air conditioning, plumbing, electrical, and home improvement needs. Lee Company is the team to call at 615-867-1000 or leecompany.com. And Kyle Turnham joins us from his palatial estate here in the borough. And Kyle, are you able to hear us okay?
Able to hear you well. Happy birthday, brother.
Well, thank you much. I appreciate that. Good to make another trip around the sun. Let's talk about Friday night, first game against Old Dominion. As we had talked about, they're much easier to practice for because you have guys very similar to their guys, and in this game took a real turn at about the 10-minute mark of the first half.
Yeah, and that's when we just had too many live ball turnovers. You know, you're mentioning prep. their pace of play is something that you can simulate. The week before, it's very difficult to simulate how Marshall plays and that pace of play and how many lobs they throw to themselves throughout the course of the game, the amount of threes they take, how fast they get shots up, and obviously they've got a potential NBA player in Tavion Kinsey. Old Dominion's more of a traditional style of play in terms of the pace at which they play. They run plenty of sets, nothing too tricky, but it's
they do it really good.
They do it really well. They know what they're doing. They're veteran players, so the prep for it isn't anything that's really abnormal. And our prep was good. Our start for that first game was really good. Our ending was really good. The thing that really got us beat was just too many turnovers.
Yeah.
You just can't turn it over that many times against a good team, and they're good. And you can't give them freebies, and we gave them a lot of free chances.
Kyle?
Yeah, I feel like that our half-court defense in that game was more than good enough had we have made them face our 5-on-5 the entire game. And you look at turnovers on two sides of the coin. Number one, every turnover that you have is a -2 or a -3 in the offensive productivity side of things. You cost yourself either 2 or 3 points, and then you get the live ball turnovers that adds to their offensive efficiency. And ultimately, when you go back and you look at this game, that's what it really came back to. If we could have taken those possessions, whatever points we would have gotten, even if we don't make a shot, I still feel better about us winning that game ultimately if we make them play our 5-on-5 for every possession the entire game.
I agree with you, Kyle. That was the frustrating thing about that game is that, and we kept saying it to our players in the huddle, if they're going to beat us, make them earn it. Don't beat yourself. Right now we're able to get back in the game multiple times because of the way we were guarding. And then we would guard them really well and kind of really just shoot ourselves in the foot with a couple live ball turnovers. Scratch and claw for 5, 6, 10 minutes and find yourself right back in it, and all of a sudden you cough it up 3 or 4 times over a 5 or 6 possession period, and they're laying it in. You come down and you have a non-turnover possession but a non-bucket turnover possession at the same time. And now they grind a possession where they make a shot because they got good players. And then you come down and have another live ball turnover, and all of a sudden you just find yourself real quick, and they're on a 6-8-0 run, and what you had worked for 3, 4, 5 minutes is gone in less than a minute, and now you got to do it again. And I just thought Old Dominion, I thought we'll get to this game in a minute. The second game, I thought they played really well.
Yeah.
The first game, they played okay, and we played okay. Part of that, I think, was their doing to us and our doing to them. I thought both teams were really getting after each other defensively. We just had too many live ball turnovers to win that game.
Nick McDevitt Live, presented by Middle Tennessee Electric, and also tonight sponsored by Granis & Associates, certified public accountant specializing in business and personal accounting and tax services. Granis & Associates, 615-895-1040, and online at gcpas.com. We'll take a break, including a word from one of our outstanding partners after this, as you listen to the Blue Raider Network from Learfield IMG College.
DoubleTree by Hilton Murfreesboro's heated indoor-outdoor pool makes them the perfect stop to take a splash for your next staycation. Or give them a call and let them help you navigate how to plan your next event. Enjoy flexible event venues that include a pillar-free ballroom and 2 boardrooms. They've got award-winning customer service for you, plus catering and AV equipment rental. There's really nothing that you need that they can't supply. Plus, don't we all love their famous warm DoubleTree cookie welcome?
What happens to your decision-making when you drink? Well, after one drink, you feel confident. A few more, and calling your ex at 1 a.m. seems like a great idea. And you're pretty sure the secret to a great taco is 4-day-old macaroni. The bottom line, drunk you doesn't make great decisions. So you're risking a DUI or worse if you count on him to get you home. Plan before you party. Get home safe. Paid for by the Tennessee Highway Safety Office.
Roscoe Brown is proud to be a longtime supporter of MTSU athletics and your locally owned HVAC and plumbing company. For 80 years, Roscoe Brown has been the trusted name in heating, cooling, and plumbing for Middle Tennessee homeowners and businesses. We provide 24/7 assistance by calling 1-888-MY-ROSCOE. Turn to the experts at Carrier and Roscoe Brown. People you know, a name you trust. Go Blue Raiders.
Roscoe Brown. RoscoeBrown.com.
Build a safer campus with security cameras by RJ Young. Our security cameras are limitlessly smart, scalable, and simple to use. Schools are choosing our security systems as they can be monitored from anywhere and give instant alerts. With COVID cases on the rise, the camera's environmental sensors conduct heat mapping to monitor high-traffic areas so you know where to sanitize often. To provide protection to your campus, visit rjyoung.com/safety.
Make a fast break for Bunny Bread, proud supporter of the Blue Raiders. With its soft, fresh taste you know and love, Bunny Bread and Bunny Buns are fan favorites for all ages. Bunny is the perfect three-pointer with the taste you want, the nutrition you need, and energy to go. So score big with Bunny Bread and Bunny Buns today and cheer the Blue Raiders on to victory.
That's what I said. Bunny Bread.
Murfreesboro Medical Clinic is proud to be the official medical group of MTSU Athletics. We all win big when we work as a team for better health. Just like MTSU's athletes and coaches, our healthcare professionals work tirelessly to make our community proud. At MMC, we really are true blue. MTSU is our hometown team, and your health is our mission. Visit mmclinic.com or call us at 615-893-4480.
Over the past few weeks, we've talked about Middle Tennessee Electric's charitable foundation, Sharing Change. We want to encourage each of you to consider signing up for Sharing Change because we know this program helps to provide vital funding for community-based programs. Today, we have a few guests joining us to discuss how Sharing Change has impacted an organization in our local community. Jay Sanders, can you explain how Sharing Change has impacted our local Red Cross?
Chip, over the years, Sharing Change has awarded over $40,000 to the Red Cross. These grants help to support disaster services and home fire victims throughout our community. The Red Cross is a wonderful example of a local organization that supports our residents in need. Joining us today to talk about the Red Cross is James Evans, a board member for our local Red Cross chapter, and Tara Stone, executive director for our local Red Cross chapter.
James, can you tell us how the residents of Rutherford County can support your organization at the Red Cross?
Yeah, absolutely. So, volunteers are critical to the Red Cross. Most people may not realize when they see the people out in the red vest and the Red Cross shirts that a majority of those are volunteers. They're just critical to the organization and for its meeting its mission. The Red Cross is always actively seeking blood donors as well and financial support.
And Tara, are there any upcoming events that are associated with the Red Cross?
Yes, actually we have our annual American Red Cross Heroes event scheduled for March 10th. This event will be virtual as we honor Tennessee's 76th Adjutant General Major General Jeffrey H. Holmes for his service to our country for the last 40 years. If you'd like information about the event, please feel free to contact me at tara.stone@redcross.org.
Well, I'll tell you, I'm very proud to be involved with the Red Cross. I just got my 2-gallon pen here recently, so I was tickled for that. Use the app. Use the Red Cross app. That's very, very important. Guys, this is just another great example of a local nonprofit providing vital services in our community. I'd like to thank Jay Sanders, James Evans, and Tara Stone for joining us today.
5 seconds.
Everybody, say the words. Go Blue Raiders.
Go Blue Raiders.
We're back.
Thanks a lot, our friends at Middle Tennessee Electric and the Red Cross, one of the beneficiaries of Sharing Change. Chip Walters here along with the head coach and Kyle Turnham joining us on Zoom tonight. And we go into the second game after the Raiders had lost 67-61. And one of the common denominators when you looked at the stat sheets of both games, Coach, was points in the paint. And that a lot of times look at that, oh, their center had a big day. Well, you look at said, well, no, not really. It came down to being able to defend the guy in front of you, and that had to be a frustration.
Yeah, there were a couple. You and I were talking about it earlier. You've known me well. You know me well, and have known me long enough to, without seeing me, know based on my tone of voice, usually what kind of mood I'm in, and could tell I was just little up. I was frustrated with the way we played in game two because we said a couple of different ways. Sometimes it's guard your yard. Just guard the guy that's in front of you.
Scott Schaefer says rake your own leaves.
Really, and the other part is you guard plays. Now it's time to guard players. And I thought we guarded plays well. I did not think we did a good job of, at the end of it, guarding players. That was the points in the paint were high because we had a couple live ball turnovers, so they're getting out in transition. But then we just gave up some easies where they just drove us, or they made a post move, or we're gambling for a steal that we don't get. If you're going to go for those, we talk about that a lot. If you're going to go for a steal, you better get it. Because if you don't, now you're 5-on-4, or if it's 3-on-3 and you shoot the gap, now it's 3-on-2. Good players score in advantage breaks, in advantage opportunities, and we had a couple where I thought we were trying to, not necessarily make a lazy play, trying to get the ball back, and when you gamble like that, good teams make you pay when you don't get it, and we just didn't, guard our yard, guard the guy in front of you well enough on that in that second game. We did some things nicely. Turnovers were down. We out-rebounded them. We doubled them up on offensive rebounds. They're a tough group, so to out-rebound that group and to double them up on offensive rebounds speaks to there were some good things going on, but at critical times we just gave up easy buckets.
Kyle, that's something that you made a point of on Friday night.
Yeah, it's just one of those things that when you're getting beat at the point of attack, what it does to your defense is exponential. People don't recognize that offensive rebounds come from those rotations because you're not staying in front of the ball. The extra rotation or the failure of a rotation a lot of times will get the pass to the corner for the wide open three. The list just goes on, and you're constantly trying to reinforce with your players to to just stay in front, and even if that means you have to back off a little bit at the point of attack, the shot clock guarantees they're going to be coming your way. So you don't have to overextend sometimes, and I think players forget that. They hear pressure, but pressure sometimes is perceived. It doesn't have to be physical. And you just want to make sure that you stay in front, that you're bothering them, that, you're not overextending. And I think that's one of the things that sort of caught up with us a little bit. And when the thing about it is that, again, once that first step is made, you've got to ride that hip hard. And you've got to make that a tough two. You can't let them get depth in their drive.
That's right. The terminology we use on that is compete on the drive. You're not going to play perfect defense all night long, but you can compete in a perfect manner. And when a guy gets a half step on you or step on you, you got to continue to compete on those drives. I heard this is several years back. I heard Jay Billis said one night on a telecast, and I don't know if this is something that Mike Krzyzewski has shared with his team, but it really resonated with me and the way he put it, which is good defensive teams know how to rotate. Great defensive teams don't have to, and it's because they don't get beat at the point of attack. They're managing to keep the guy that's in front of them all night long, and so their teammates they know how to, just in case they do get beat. The good defensive teams, they know how to rotate. The great ones don't have to, and it's because no matter who's out there, they just don't get beat off the bounce.
Yep.
And that's where we say you got to be able to guard your yard. If you can guard the guy in front of you, it makes your defense look a whole lot better.
Yep, and
it's one of those things that you talk from a coaching standpoint about trust your help, but don't require it.
Yeah, absolutely.
And, stay down in front and just have the pride that you're not going to get beat, that you're not going to require anybody to come help you at any point in time, because you stop and think about it. I try to reinforce this all the time. If they're getting by you, they're basically driving 6 feet, maybe more, before you're moving laterally one step. And, especially if you'll just take that initial move away and make them go to a secondary move, but the straight line drives, the straight down hills, they just break your defense down play after play after play.
Yeah, anytime you give up a straight line drive, there is no help for that. We talk about forcing a guy to the help line. If you can't get him to the help line, well, that's not the helper's fault. It's your fault. And, we just and that's not to say we did it all night long against Old Dominion. You do that all night long, they're going to get 100. We had good defensive possessions, but there was times where you could feel this is a big one, where it's a 6-point game or it's an 8-point game, or we've had 2 straight buckets in a row. If we can get another stop here and another basket, we're right back in this thing, and we give up, just an easy one. That was, just too many of those plays in that game, in Game 2 against Old Dominion.
Our show is brought to you in part by the Daily News Journal, Rutherford County's first source for news, sports, and much more. Visit dnj.com today. We'll head into the second half of our show after this break on the Blue Raider Network from Learfield IMG College.
With COVID cases on the rise, student and faculty safety is more important than ever. RJ Young provides zero-contact temperature kiosks to scan temperatures of every visitor into a campus building. Paired with a database accessed through a QR code, you can monitor and log critical information for tracing needs. To provide COVID protection on your campus, visit rjyoung.com/safety.
At Ascension St. Thomas, care is more than a word. Care is serving our patients, standing with them in times of need, and showing compassion when they're at their most vulnerable. Care is listening and delivering personalized plans from a team of specialists, providing leading-edge treatments at every step. At Ascension St. Thomas, care is more than a word. It's our calling. Make your next appointment at getsthealthcare.com.
At TriGreen, we stand behind you with smart solutions to keep your property looking its best. Like our Smart Savings event, where you can get a 1023E tractor for just $90 per month. That's with 0% financing for 84 months. Find more smart savings at TriGreenEquipment.com.
Offer ends 1/31/2021, subject to approved installment credit with John Deere Financial. Some restrictions apply. See dealer for details.
Time to try green. It's time to try green.
The MTSU Alumni Association is proud of its more than 130,000 living alumni who are leading, teaching, entertaining, researching, flying, farming, nursing, and more worldwide. Every Blue Raider accomplishment adds value to your degree. Are you connected to the MTSU National Alumni Association? Visit mtalumni.com to share what you're doing, update your information, and see how you can be involved and informed. You can also follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.
Any way you slice it, your game day won't be complete without soft, delicious Bunny Bread and Bunny Buns, an official corporate partner of Blue Raider Athletics. Whether you're watching with friends, cheering in the stands, or tuning in at home, count on Bunny to help block your hunger and give you energy. So pick up some Bunny Buns and Bunny Bread today. It's sure to be a slam dunk.
That's what I said. Bunny bread.
What happens to your decision making when you drink? Well, after one drink, you feel confident. A few more, and calling your ex at 1 a.m. seems like a great idea. And you're pretty sure the secret to a great taco is 4-day-old macaroni. The bottom line, drunk you doesn't make great decisions. So you're risking a DUI or worse if you count on him to get you home. Plan before you party. Get home safe. Paid for by the Tennessee Highway Safety Office.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Welcome back into Nick McDevitt Live tonight, presented by Middle Tennessee Electric, your locally owned electric cooperative and trusted energy advisor. So now, Kyle and Coach, as we head down the stretch with one weekend left to play, and almost everybody has a makeup weekend, I guess, except Louisiana Tech. Is that right?
I don't think Louisiana Tech has the ability to,
because they would have. The only one they missed was ours.
Ours,
yeah.
And we had already scheduled the FAU series. FIU doesn't either. I know they didn't miss any, and so they are done until the tournament. And I'm not sure who else plays. I know UTEP scheduled Kansas for this Thursday, and so it obviously makes you think that they're done in league play as well. I'm sure whoever they lost, if they in fact did.
Well, they've played 16 games,
so they've lost an opponent.
Yeah, they've lost somebody.
But whoever they lost is playing somebody else this week already, similar to La Tech.
Right.
They lost a series, but whoever they lost is playing someone else.
All right, let's pick up. Let's look at the Eastern Division standings. And again, you have to look at the standings totally different now.
All based on winning percentage.
Winning percentage. Just almost forget the wins and losses. But Western Kentucky 10-2. They're now 11-2. Is that right after today, or maybe that's an update?
They may already be updated. You're right.
But they've only played 12 games.
And they're going to play Old Dominion this weekend, so that'll get them to 14.
Okay. So they're 10-2. Old Dominion 10-4. But you go back to winning percentage. Western is at 83.3. Old Dominion 71.4. Marshall's third at 7-5. FAU 5-5. Charlotte 5-9. Middle 3-11, and FIU 2-15. There could be some. Right now, you would be the 6th seed and play FIU on Tuesday night.
Correct.
If nothing else changed. But explain how you could end up being the 5th seed. Things have to happen.
Yeah, things have to happen. There's plenty of, obviously everybody, a lot of teams are playing this week. If we ended up sweeping FAU and Marshall swept Charlotte, we'd both end up 5-11, and we will have swept Charlotte a couple weeks ago, so we could be the 5 seed. Even if that happens with FAU, obviously got to go down there and play really well in order to sweep a team on their home floor. But we would all three end up with 5 wins, and we would have swept the 2 teams that we're tied with. But FAU, having missed multiple series, would end up 5-9. So even though we swept them and both have 5 wins, they would still get the 4 seed because
on winning percentage.
On winning percentage of them being 5-9.
Wow.
So, seedings and matchups and all that kind of stuff. Who knows what will happen after this weekend's games? Most of the teams on the other side have played their full gamut, or after this weekend will. So we'll see where it ends up.
On the east or on the west side, Louisiana Tech is going to win the West. Well, I don't know. North Tech, they have the same winning percentage.
It's going to be close.
Yeah, Louisiana Tech and North Texas are both at 75% winning percentage. Third place looks like it's going to be UAB. UTSA is going to be 4th, UTEP 5th, Rice 6th, and Southern Miss will be 7th. But UAB, that third spot right now is what we're looking at in particular, because if you do end up playing in a 6-7 game on Tuesday and win, you would move into a game against number 3 from the West, which right now would be UAB. And I thought you played outstanding in both games against them. That would be a matchup. If you've got to play one of the top 4 or 5 teams in the league, that's one you'll take.
Yeah, you've got to beat good teams to advance in the tournament. There's no doubt about that. If you want to be playing towards the end, you're going to have to knock off good teams. And hopefully we can have a good weekend this weekend against FAU and head into that tournament not only playing well but healthy as we can be,
and a little momentum.
Well.
Hopefully,
that's right.
Yep. Kyle, you got something there?
Yeah, let's fix that tiebreaker. I don't like it. I'm just, it's really frustrating this year because of the discrepancy in the number of games, and I get that. I just really think there should be more of a premium on, the head-to-head, and then go down to the percentages, after that. Because at the end of the day, when you have teams that are tied and they have played each other, that's got to be your Mason-Dixon line. Is how those games came out. Then if you can't break the tie after the head-to-head matchups, then go to your winning percentages, and I'm good to go after that. But that's just me.
Well, and the other thing too, and you both of you all can address this right quick, is that at this point seedings are secondary to matchups.
Absolutely,
no doubt. Matchups are really important. Absolutely. I agree with you, Kyle. When you get into tournament play, how well you match up against your opponent is really big. If you're trying to win a tournament, you need to be playing well when it starts. You need to be healthy when it starts. And the matchups that you draw as you move on are important as well.
We'll take a timeout. Want to remind you that Tri-Green Equipment knows the value of teamwork. They have the tractor packages with implements you need. Score a new John Deere tractor package at a comfortable low monthly payment and get back to what really matters, Blue Raider basketball. Get started online at trygreen.com. Tri-Green Equipment, a proud partner of Blue Raider Athletics. Back after this on the Blue Raider Network from Learfield, IMG College.
Put Lee Company on your team and you'll always be ahead of the game with home maintenance, improvements, and repair. Sign up for a Lee Company home maintenance plan to have your heating and air conditioning system tuned up twice a year. In addition, you'll receive a comprehensive electrical and plumbing home inspection, plus member-only discounts and priority service, all for as low as $8.25 a month. For the very best electrical, heating, air conditioning, and plumbing services, call Lee Company at 615-867-1000 or visit leecompany.com.
What do you think of when you hear community, integrity, commitment, tradition, and partners? The folks at Sodexo know it's family, friends, neighbors, and coworkers, the people we live with, work with, share our world with, and the fans we love to serve. Sodexo is community. It's a community of more than 200 employees and nonprofit volunteers and the thousands of fans we serve at MTSU. Sodexo is a community of people who are committed to enhancing your game day experience. Sodexo, proud server of your game day concession needs and proud to serve the Blue Raiders.
We welcome you now to Skateboard Vert. On the deck, it's the extreme one, Tristan Jaden, dropping in, and whoa, no way!
Did he just frontside backside that?
He did, Brooks. He hit the front of that Extreme Cash instant game, flipped it, scratched the back, and this crowd is loving it.
We've seen extreme tricks before, Ryder, but I don't know how you top this. I really don't.
Take your fun to the extreme with Extreme Cash games, only from the Tennessee Lottery.
Game-changing fun. Please play responsibly.
Love getting prices that are lower than low on backyard favorites like grill-ready hamburgers and fresh-picked strawberries? Then shop at Kroger. We give you more ways to save on the fresh you love with tools like the Kroger app, where you can find personalized coupons on top of weekly sales, plus rewards like fuel points, giving you prices that are lower than the everyday low. Kroger, fresh for everyone.
At Tri-Green, we stand behind you with smart solutions to keep your property looking its best. Like our Smart Savings event, where you can get a 1023E tractor for just $90 per month. That's with 0% financing for 84 months. Find more smart savings at trygreenequipment.com.
Offer ends 1/31/2021, subject to approved installment credit with John Deere Financial. Some restrictions apply. See dealer for details.
Time to try green, it's time to try green.
Hey Blue Raider fans, this is Dr. Mark Hardison with Middle Tennessee Oral and Implant Surgery. We are so proud to be able to serve the Blue Raider teams and their families when they need wisdom teeth removed, dental implants, or other specialty oral care. Our mission is to provide health care as it should be, providing compassion, availability, and excellence to every one of our patients. We deeply appreciate the support of your business as we join in supporting our team. Let's go Blue!
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Our good friends at TOA have been with us all year long and had a chance to talk to one of the doctors at TOA about an injury that was very close to this basketball team.
Dr. Sean Brown joins us today. We're going to be talking about jam fingers today, as she is a hand specialist with TOA. And boy, whether you're playing basketball or even just working around the house, you're gonna jam a finger every once in a while. Talk about, when that happens, the severity of it and how people need to care for it.
Right. So those injuries, Chip, they can go from a mild injury to something more severe. Most of my patients will have the slip and falls where they may, quote unquote, jam or stove a finger. Also, you'll have patients who are playing sports. So basketball injuries are very common. Also volleyball, any type of ball sport where a ball can hit the finger. What we have to keep in mind that jams are really a sprain of the ligaments around the joint, and those are very common. However, patients can have a fracture as well. So in these scenarios, we do recommend that a patient comes in and has an x-ray so we can rule out that there is no evidence of a fracture.
Is a dislocation just kind of a severe jam, or taking it to the next level?
It's taking it to the next level. So grade 1 or your first initial injury would be more of a sprain or strain, where the ligaments, think about them as a rubber band around the joint, and they are stretched out. When a dislocation occurs, those ligaments actually tear and the bones are not lined up appropriately. So it's dislocated, meaning it's out of alignment, out of joint, or out of place.
We don't want that.
No, sir.
What's the normal recovery time for a more severe type jam or a dislocation?
That's a great question. Most patients think in 2 weeks the swelling should be gone. I want to let your audience know that it takes approximately 3 months before the swelling to go away, and most finger joints after a sprain, they will remain swollen or look different up to a year out from the injury. So most of these injuries take a minimum of 3 months to recovery, but you can continue to see improvement
10
up
seconds.
to a year out from the injury.
All right, that's great information from Dr. Sean Brown
5,
as they try to
4,
keep you in the game
3,
and keep you in life
2,
here from TOA.
1.
Well, there are 65 specialists or experts in bones, joints, and muscles and have the expertise to get you back in the game. With the convenience of 18 locations and 3 urgent care clinics, they've got you covered. To request an appointment, visit TOA.com or call 855-NEED-TOA. Love having them around, but we don't need to use them as much. This year was they were called on a good bit with Donovan, with Dontrell, and Jalen Jordan, and the injury she spoke of. I mean, he's almost been a miracle how fast he has come back and how well he's playing.
Yeah, he got really, really lucky with, once that finger was completely dislocated and was piercing the skin, to be back out there and for it to be the index finger on his shooting hand. He was lucky enough to get back out there in such a short time, but he's shooting it. His shooting percentage is the best on our team since he came back.
I know.
So he's tough kid and throwing that thing in a bucket.
And it's almost like that, and you see it in every sport that, a kid, he probably looked at that when it initially happened and thought, I may be done. And how he has grasped the opportunity to come back and play and has really been, in my opinion, your best player the last 2 weeks.
He's been awfully good,
Yep.
and he's shooting it with a splint on his shooting hand, and has gotten a little more comfortable with it. And again, just finally getting out there. You think about all the pauses that we have had as a group. You can add on top of that 9 weeks for Jalen. He sat out 7 weeks with a broken hand, before the first game of the season. 7 weeks in practice, similar to what we were talking about, like Reed Blankenship.
Yeah.
Practiced about 5 times before the season started, and then dislocates his finger badly during the season, and you throw on 2 more weeks of missed ball. So you add 9 weeks on top of what everybody else has missed, and that's a lot of missed ball. So to be able to do what he's doing right now with a splint on your finger and that much downtime is pretty remarkable.
Kyle, we wanted to talk with Coach a little bit here about recruiting and roster management during this time of COVID. And I noticed the other day the NCAA is still dark till May, I guess basically through Memorial Day. So, what does that do with the free pass?
Yeah.
All of that. How does that in 30 seconds? No. How does that affect the way that you go about managing your roster and recruiting players?
It is a Rubik's Cube of trying to really figure out what you currently have, what you think you'll have next year, what your needs are, trying to evaluate players really that some you get interested in and really like, or at least you think you do, and you're watching them on film. And you always want to get as many in-person live scouts as you can, because that's really where you pick up the nuances of who is this kid, what kind of player is he. Watch him as he checks in and out of the game. Does he interact with the guy that's checking in for him? Does he pout as he goes to the end of the bench because he's being taken out? How does he interact with his teammates, officials? During warm-ups, does he come out of the locker room? Is he the last one out there? Is he tying his shoes right before the game starts, or does he look like he's ready to play, 30 minutes, 45 minutes, an hour before the game?
That's some of the things you're missing by not seeing him in person.
That's correct. You just don't see him. You're trying to watch, first of all, a quick kind of the Cliff Notes version, a highlight film, like to check out how athletic is he. You see him jump, you see him run, and then you want to watch full games. And that you can't recruit or make evals on a highlight video. You've got to see full game footage. And so you just don't always get to pick up on those little things watching them on film. So now you're trying with this year, none of the players are using a year of eligibility. Ours aren't. Junior college players aren't. So the transfer market, the junior college transfer market, the incoming freshmen, this year's going to be a complicated one, and probably will for several years to come, to be honest.
Well, something a little less complicated is 5 random questions for Coach, and
that's what you think.
And we'll have Kyle can jump in here and answer these as well. Easy one right off the bat. First random question: at the movies, do you go for popcorn or candy?
Popcorn.
Kyle?
Popcorn, no brainer.
Okay.
Double butter.
Lots of butter.
Yeah.
Lots of butter.
Hey, halfway down and right on again on top.
There you go. There you go. What was your dream car growing up, and what is it now?
Ooh. Growing up, I was just a Ford Mustang guy.
Mm-hmm.
I love classic cars. So like an old 1966 Shelby wouldn't be a.
There you go.
Yeah.
And nowadays, something that's comfortable.
Oh yeah, probably like one of these luxury SUVs.
What was yours growing up, Kyle?
Probably have to go with a Corvette because I'm a lot older than Coach is. So back in the day, it was Corvette was sort of at the top of the heap until I rode in one the first time, and I thought,
I don't want this.
Big deal after all.
Mine was the black Pontiac Firebird with the eagle on the hood.
Smokey and the Bandit.
Smokey and the Bandit, exactly. Okay, next up, what have you learned about yourself in the last 12 months?
Oh,
are you more patient than you thought you were or had to be?
I'd say that I hope that I am, because we're definitely in a time where you better be patient. We're still not out of the woods with this COVID stuff, so hopefully everybody's still patient with that.
Have you learned patience yet, Kyle?
No.
Simple answer.
That was a quick, simple answer.
No, I will say this. I would not say patient, but certainly more adaptable because we've had no choice.
Okay, number 4. Have you ever been chased by an animal? You've got an answer to this one, Kyle, and I want to get the Cliff Notes to this.
I don't want to take any time on that.
No, have you ever been chased by an animal?
Other than my kids, probably no.
Okay, Kyle, it's on a tee here for you. Give us. You've got 1 minute.
1 minute. Wow. DeJuan Brazelton and I are playing golf at a
Sunbelt Awards deal in Destin. Spring meetings.
And we see something I see it first out of my right eye, and it runs and jumps up on top of the roof of the golf cart. Well, we hear something up there. We don't know what it is, and the next thing you know, it's peeking over the front, and it's a monkey. And it's looking down at us, and DeJuan is trying to eat his box lunch, and he's got both hands on the sandwich, and he goes, "Here, you want this?"
So,
and I can't get into much of the commentary, obviously, but it was quite the experience.
I'm
Yes,
sure.
we were chased and caught by a monkey.
And the final random question of the season, Coach, in 30 seconds. What's your wish for the Blue Raider Nation?
What's our wish for the Blue Raider Nation?
Yeah.
I hope that next year that they're able to be back on campus and enjoy all of Blue Raider athletics. Coming to tailgate, the football games, the getting back to the basketball games, our players being able to interact with them after the games. This has been a hard year, It really has, on and off the court, but also for our fans, just not being able to come to the games. That's what all of our fans look forward to doing, getting to be, around these athletes and enjoy the games and enjoy being on a college campus and the sights and sounds that go along with it. And we've all missed that this year. And so that's my hope that next year we're back to normal and everybody can enjoy that.
That's a good one. And as we get close to the end of the show, it's almost time for our Party Foul. Party Foul of Murfreesboro. Thank them for providing meals for our show. Nashville Hot Chicken, local brews and craft cocktails. Great food, great drinks, and great music. Party Foul. We'll take a timeout. Be back for a quick wrap-up after this on the Blue Raider Network from Learfield IMG College.
Murfreesboro Medical Clinic is proud to be the official medical group of MTSU Athletics. We all win big when we work as a team for better health. Just like MTSU's athletes and coaches, our healthcare professionals work tirelessly to make our community proud. At MMC, we really are true blue. MTSU is our hometown team, and your health is our mission. Visit mmclinic.com or call us at 615-893-4480.
Hi, this is Coach Nick McDevitt. Ascend Federal Credit Union is the proud sponsor and exclusive credit union of Blue Raider Athletics. Visit Ascend's branch just off campus at 2316 East Main Street or any of their 3 other Murfreesboro locations. You can also keep track of your accounts and deposit checks on the go with Ascend's mobile app. For a complete list of services, ATMs, and locations, visit ascend.org. Ascend is federally insured by the NCUA.
Roscoe Brown is proud to be a longtime supporter of MTSU Athletics and your locally owned HVAC and plumbing company. For 80 years, Roscoe Brown has been the trusted name in heating, cooling, and plumbing for Middle Tennessee homeowners and businesses. We provide 24/7 assistance by calling 1-888-MY-ROSCOE. Turn to the experts at Carrier and Roscoe Brown. People you know, a name you trust. Go Blue Raiders.
Roscoe Brown.
RoscoeBrown.com. Nothing is more expensive than a missed opportunity that could have changed your life. Maybe you're just graduating high school, or are working and need to earn a degree to advance your career. Or you aspire to be a leader, and a graduate degree can make that happen. Whether you're just starting out or retooling for the future, Middle Tennessee State University can help you get there. MTSU, the University of Opportunities.
Five, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Final segment with Coach Nick McDevitt, and just about to wrap it up here. Kyle, final thoughts as they head into the final weekend in the tournament, real quick.
I just think the big thing is momentum. You want to come up, play really, really well, carry momentum in, and like Coach and I have talked about, it's not about seeds, it's about matchups.
All right, and this week you get ready for FAU for the second time this year.
Hopefully we actually get to get on that bird and actually get down there this time.
That'll be nice. Game times on Thursday and Friday, one less day of preparation, but you play early both nights and then get back and then turn around and head to the tournament. It's key time, focus, preparation. It's very important for your guys.
It is. You got to have good days every day at this time of year. Your practice has got to be good. Your shoot around needs to be good because there's no room for error. This time of year when teams get beat, they go home, and you've got to be sharp all the time.
All right, that's going to wrap it up for us. Jake Wallman has been our studio producer for radio, and Nathan Wallach has done the yeoman's work with our video all season long. I want to thank Coach for being here. Thank Kyle for being here.
That's right. And Chipper, here's some banana pudding for you.
How about that?
Birthday boy, courtesy of Party Foul.
I will take it.
Oh, man.
All right, everybody have a good night. For the Blue Raider Network in Learfield, IMG College.
Have a good night, guys.